Thank you, Home Depot, for making this video possible.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Woodbrew video.
In today's video, Molly and I were challenged by the Home Depot to turn the new 7x7 Rubbermaid shed into something that fits our lifestyle.
We decided to turn ours into the ultimate gear shed and workspace. This means no more bikes in the spare bedroom.
If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It helps us out tremendously. And without further ado, let's get started. So I started by cutting all of our boards to length using a circular saw and a speed square, and you could actually build the entire project using just a circular saw, and it only took me about an hour to cut everything out. With all the boards cut out, I went ahead and did all of the layout on our two end boards using that same speed square. This just makes actually putting the deck together so much easier. I also placed an X where each of the joists need to go. And I also used that same board to transfer it to the next board so I didn't have to do all the measurements twice.
Next, we laid all the boards out to where they are going to go and made sure it was square by measuring the diagonal of the frame. You want to make sure these two diagonal measurements are the same to ensure that the frame is square. After screwing all the boards together, we decided to move the deck to another part of the yard. With it now in its new spot, we used pavers to level the deck and so water could run underneath. The last thing to do was screw all the 5/4 treated deck boards down and cut them to their final length using a chalk line and a circular saw.
Now for the 7x7 Rubbermaid shed. Molly and I started assembling this on the deck, and what's really interesting about this shed is it comes in a really large cardboard box. It can be shipped basically directly to your doorstep, and on top of that, it doesn't require very many tools at all to put together. And it also only requires one person to put together, but again, Molly and I both worked on it and it went a little bit faster having the two of us. And in total, it took us about 2 hours to put the entire shed together.
Some notable things about this shed include the 180-degree opening doors, the increased durability over previous models to withstand all 4 seasons, increased ventilation, and the ability to use a padlock to lock the doors.
So this shed really exceeded my expectations. There's so much metal in it, and once it's all put together, it's an extremely rigid, locked together shed. And there's just clearly been a lot of engineering that has gone into it, and my inner engineer was kind of having a field day when we were putting it together. Just seeing how they designed it to be flat pack and just super easy to assemble with all these like locking, hiding joints, but then also all of this integrated water management, including the gutter that goes across the front doors, and also just all these little things about how the panels overlap and interweave to keep water out. It was just a really cool experience seeing how much thought actually went into designing the shed.
With the shed complete, we started cutting 1/2-inch plywood to make up the interior walls. This is such an inexpensive way to take this shed to a whole another level. We also painted the back wall white, and in combination with that and the dormer really brightened up the place.
With all the walls in place, I started cutting some 3/4-inch plywood, which we used to create the desk and the shelves, and in combination with the Stylewell little shelving brackets, this turned out really, really nice, and we'll leave links in the description below to those brackets that we used. But for the desk, we actually laminated 2 pieces together to make it twice as thick, to beef it up and to make it look a little bit heftier in the space.
For my favorite part, which is decorating. We use pieces from the Home Decorators collection and Stylewell, all from Home Depot, as well as some personal touches like Dylan's triathlon medals and pictures of us traveling with the bikes around the country. The last thing to do is add bike tools, gear, and bikes to the shed, and we're gonna call this project a wrap.
Thanks again so much to Home Depot for sponsoring this week's video. Molly and I had an absolute blast doing this project. It was really nice to get outside for a change and do something in sort of a new space. And it was also fun to kind of cross over into some of our lifestyle stuff as well. We really enjoy cycling and traveling, so this was just a really fun project. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week.